Good evening to all. So here I'm going to introduce myself. Here I have total 7 years of experience in performance testing with Loadrunner and JMeter. So here I have involved in end-to-end performance testing like test requirements, test plan, and test scripting, test execution, test analysis. With different phases I have involved. I have good experience in gathering the requirements from the client. So I have involved in analyzing the business scenarios, like if the client given one application, how we can able to identify the number of business scenarios, along with how we will get the approval from the client. All this I have involved in end-to-end performance testing. I have worked on web HTTP and HTML protocol along with web services protocol in my experience. So based on the project level, we have to choose the different protocols. So here, so once we gather all the requirements, so once we are done with the test plan, so what we are going to provide, so we have to discuss with the client all this information. Then once we get the approval from the client, then we will go for script recording along with the customization and enhancements of the applications. So basically here, what we will do, we will try to record the application, then we will do the correlation concept here, whatever the values we are coming from the server side dynamically. So we have to do some customization and enhancements of the application. So once we are done with all the scripting level part, so then we will go for a test execution plan. So first we have to discuss with the client about what are the requirements we need to gather, what is the execution plan from their side. So we have different types of executions. Like one is load testing, another one is stress testing, then endurance testing, strike testing. Whatever the client required, we will go for same execution plan. If the client doesn't know, then we have to give recommendations. What is the main problem with the application? Like this, we have to identify. Apart from this, I'll run the application in GUI mode along with the non-GUI mode. Then once we are done with the execution, so we have to provide the results to the client. We have to analyze the results. So what are the response times along with what type of errors we are getting. So these things we have to analyze. So once we are done, then we will share the results to the client based on the report live. Sometimes we will share with HTML report, and we will share with PPT report based on the client. This is myself here. Coming to the scope of the demo is main basically. So we are going to test. We are going to complete performance testing with the JMeter tool. It's an open source tool. We have to inform to the client based on the situation, based on the application. We have to do the POC. Then we have to suggest to the client so which tool is better based on the application. So here we are going to check completely on JMeter. So here course outline is, first I have to tell, I'm going to give demo on what is a Apache JMeter, what is the main purpose of this one, what type of advantages of JMeter along with features of JMeter. It's a multi-threading or open source tool, platform independent. All this we are going to discuss in features of JMeter, advantages of JMeter. So once we are done, what we have to do, we are going to install JMeter on our machine. So I will give you demo on this one, how to install, how to open the JMeter in both non-GUI mode along with the GUI mode. Then GUI mode, how it looks, I am going to give the demo on this one. What are the elements we are going to discuss, and what is the test plan, what are the elements in that test plan document, how it looks, what are the options we are going to use. All these things we will discuss. Basically here one important one is thread group. Under the test plan, in thread group, what we are going to give, how many number of users, how we are going to record the application, everything we will discuss in a thread group along with recording a web application. So once we record all the application, as I said, we are going to do enhancements along with the customization of the application. So these two, parameterization along with the regular expression correlation, these are all comes with customization and enhancements of the application. So these things we will discuss. These are the main parameters for any scripting, any of the application. Next one is we are going to give assertions. We can call it as a page verifications in JMeter. So whether the page is successfully loaded or not, we will check. Think time along with cache manager, cookie, loop controllers, GUI mode execution, non-GUI mode execution. All these things we will discuss in our course. Apart from this, as I said, in non-GUI mode also, I am going to give demo. So apart from this, I will show you, as I said in previous demo, I will try to show you the types of execution here. This is the important one we have to discuss, like load testing, how we have to do stress testing, endurance testing, along with spike testing. So different types of testing with a different number of users we have to check. This is the important one we have to discuss, along with the requirements gathering phase. As I said in the starting of the STLC life cycle, so test requirements is very important factor here. So what we are going to discuss, what we have to take it from the client, what we have to ask to the client. So all these things like number of users, test environment details, execution details, along with the tool feasibility, everything we will discuss in requirements gathering. After that, once we are done with all this execution requirements gathering, test analysis is very important factor here. So once we are done with all the execution, we have to check what type of errors we are getting. So in the sense, the numbers 500 error, 503, these things we have to check it carefully, along with total number of transactions passed and response times 90% average, and few graphs like hits per second, transaction response time, and error percentage graph. All this comes into the test analysis part. This is also very important one. We have to give to the client with all these results, along with what is the main issue in your application, what are the recommendations we are going to give. These things we will discuss in test analysis. So once we done, so here I will give what type of execution questions they will ask during scripting phase, execution phase, analysis phase. These are important questions. I will make it a note along with our topics individually. So that will add an advantage to the upcoming interviews for everything. That is one more thing we will discuss here. So here in additional course resources, what I will do is I will share the PPT along with all the topics which I covered. So along with, I will try to share if I have document preparation during our training demo. If it is any document, I will give a note along with which links are useful. This is the important one. So whenever we are completing the topic, so for example, like test plan document, thread group document, everything. So we have to go to the internet, then we have to carefully check multiple options, multiple ways how we can able to do it the application with this option. Like for example, if you take correlation, how many ways, how many maximum number of times we can able to do. We have to, I will try to provide all the links in the same course. So coming to the projects which we are going to discuss. So here two projects we will discuss. One is Blaze Demo, another one is Pet Store. Blaze Demo is a simple application for a simple understanding for new learners. That is the one thing I can say here. So it's a simple flight booking application where we can select to fort and from fort for different locations. We can able to select it, and also it is a simple one for new learner. We can able to gather, we can able to check what type of requests we are able to record it, and along with what type of correlations we are getting. All these things we can able to easily understand. That is a one application. Coming to little bit more difficult one, so it pet store is the application. Here we can see different scenarios for different patterns, like a different application. Here we can able to check user registration along with the pet booking scenario. These two scenarios we will discuss, and we are going to check what are the values we are getting from the server. And one more thing is a parameterization concept also important. What values we have to pass it to the servers. These two things, these two applications we will check. Apart from this, I forgot to add one more thing. If you are unable to record any application through JMeter, I'm going to give other possibilities of recording the application. Like BlazeMeter is the one extension we can able to record our application. So we can able to upload the JMX file into the JMeter. That is the one possibility. Along with how we can able to check all the requests in Chrome browser. Step by step, I will try to explain. These two things we will check with same applications like Blaze Demo and Pet Store. These are the things, applications we are going to check here. So lab setup, so main thing is internet, high speed internet we required, along with laptop or desktop, both are fine. So we can able to run only the bat file. So minimum configuration is as I said, Windows 7 or above. 500 GB is important one to avoid memory issues in JMeter. So that is the important one. Say 8 GB or 16 GB also is fine. CPU core 4 core processors we require. So these are the basic things we are going to discuss in this one. So along with I will try to provide a basic real-time interview questions. Like I just said, what are the how when it comes to the client, so how they will ask, all these things I will try to discuss step by step. For completion of this course, we will try to provide the mock interview to participate themselves. Like if I give multiple options with the different patterns, whether we can able to achieve or not. Sometimes what will happen, and in a few companies, what they will do, they will try to give technical round of assessment, so we have to achieve this one. So I will give the mock training here also to understanding knowledge gap, maybe the how the different options will come for the same questions. All these things we will discuss here. So certifications in the sense, so I will try to provide the links, how to do the certifications, how we have to prepare, what level they will ask, what are the business scenarios they will ask. I all these things I will explain, but from my side, I'm not going to provide any certification as we are not working on this one. So once we are done with good knowledge from our side, technical side, along with mock test also, all these things we will provide from our side. Coming to the, let me explain few more things here. Maybe course outline. So what I'm going to cover few more things here, I will try to explain. First one is non-GUI mode execution. That is a very important one. How to run the test execution in command line mode. What are the commands we are going to execute? And few more things is here results. So once we are done with results, what I will do is I will try to provide how to convert our results into the HTML format, along with how to analyze the results in HTML format. What are the graphs we are going to cover? These things I will do it, along with correlations, different functions I will give. Here I said only the regular expression extractor. We have different patterns like boundary extractor also is there. I will try to cover all these things and a few more things. One more important one here, master slave configuration. I did not add it here. This one, if you are go anywhere, so we have to go for master slave configuration execution. That is the most important and challenging one we have to understand from our side. And like how to configure two systems at a time, how we can able to, what are the changes we have to do, what are the JMeter versions we have to install, everything. So we will try to add here. So apart from this, then what else we will cover is mostly these topics we will try to complete. This is the end-to-end performance testing. So I missed only 2 points here: non-GUI mode execution along with master slave configuration. Two things I will explain. Next one is we have covered all pretty much. Then I will try to explain one more advantage is how we are going to compare with the same load runner. So load runner, we can say it's a licensed tool. It will support most of the protocols in the industry for any application. So I will try to give small demo on load runner. What is the basic comparison between what are the main changes between load runner and JMeter. But coming to the JMeter, so we can try to cover RESTful web services along with SOAP, how to do the API testing. If we have time in between, so I will try to give explanation on mobile testing performance in JMeter also. I will give. So what will happen here, mainly why we are going for performance testing for any application, we are going to give small demo for you. What is the main steps we are going to involve in any testing department, like manual testing, automation. Next level is the performance testing. We have in industry, we have different tools apart from load runner and JMeter. We have neoload and webload we have, and gatling tool we have. Neoload is a licensed tool itself, and gatling is open source tool. We have RPT, rational performance testing. We have RPT, silk performer. These tools we have right now, but mostly in industry, load runner and JMeter we can able to use. JMeter basically it will support all Java applications along with web protocols. It will support. Coming to few things will not support, but that is fine. Most of the application we can able to check with the JMeter tool. It's a simple one coming to the GUI mode, but coming to the performance testing level, so we have to understand basically one thing is test requirements. How to do the test scripting is a main challenging one. Like it will take some time to complete the scripting, 1 day maybe 2 days, based on the application criticality. They said correlation is very important one here. Next one is results analysis. Execution is fine, but results analysis is a very important factor. Client will ask all these results along with reports like HTML report. They will ask sometimes a 50 report, we have to share it. All these things we have to discuss. Thanks for attending this demo. So please share your feedback along with your contact details for if you have any queries. For India, you can call me as mobile numbers. USA we have. So you can refer our schedules and reference documents also here. So thank you very much for attending this demo.